Hello. In Module 3 of Data Encryption Standard, we are currently discussing the DES structure, in which we have already seen the initial and final permutations, the different rounds, and what is cipher and reverse cipher of DES standard. All those things we have seen. Now, in this video, if you have noted the DES structure, this is the structure we have seen for data encryption standard. We have discussed what is initial and final permutation, which was using the permutation tables for doing the bit shuffling. Then we discussed DES round. Let me take the diagram. The DES round we have discussed, and then we discussed what is this particular function, DES function, which contains the 4 different components, also have been discussed. Now we should understand how this key generator works for inputting 48 bits key to each and every round in the DES structure. So how this round key generator gets the 56-bit input and produces 48-bit keys for each round from round 1 to round 60. So that is what we are going to discuss here in this video. The key generation will be discussed. All these points we have already discussed, and in our previous video we also talked about the cipher and reverse cipher, which was implemented or which can be implemented using the 2 different approaches, and we have seen the pseudocode that can be used for the DES cipher also. So here we are going to talk about the key generation. The round key generator creates 16 48-bit keys out of a 56-bit cipher key, right? So the 56-bit cipher key will be the input for the round key generator, and it will be creating 16 48-bit keys for each round. That is what we have seen now. Okay. So this is the diagrammatic representation of how the key generator functions. So this is the round key generator. The round key generator gets the 56 bits cipher key as the input, and it will be producing 48 bits for each round. You can observe here. Okay. And if you have noticed, this 56 bits key is the output of a component called a parity dropper. The parity dropper gets 64 bits as the input. So in general, for the DES algorithm, the plain text, the ciphertext, as well as the key will be of 64 bits in length. The 64 bits key will be converted to 56 bits key before given to the round key generator. So this point all of us must note. So the cipher key is normally given as a 64 bits key, and the extra 8 bits will be dropped by the parity dropper, because these 8 extra bits are the parity bits, and these parity bits will be dropped before it is given to the actual key generation process. So that is what is depicted in this particular diagram. So the 64-bit keys will be given to the parity dropper, because the 8 bits out of 64 bits will be considered as the parity bits, and which will be dropped, and the actual key generation process receives 56 bits as its cipher key. Okay, and the 56 bits key will be given here into the generator for producing the 48 bits round keys. If you have observed, for each round the cipher key is split into two parts. The 56 bits are split into 28 bits, and it is given to the shift left operation. After the shift left operation is performed, both the 28 bits are combined together and it is given to a compression P box, and the compression P box produces the round key. The same way, this 28 bits will be again given to the next round for the shift left operation, and again these two 28 bits are combined together and given to the compression P box, which will be producing the second round key, which is of 48 bits in size. So 56 bits is given as the input, but it is producing 48 bits as the round key. So let us see each of these components in detail. First one is the parity drop component, the parity dropper here, right? That receives 64 bits, produces 56 bits. How it is being done? The pre-process before the key expansion is a key compression transposition step. That is, it drops the parity bits. Which are the parity bits? The bit 8, bit 16, 24 and so on are the parity bits, right? So we will have 64 bits, the 8th bit, 16th bit, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64. These are the parity bits, and these bits will be dropped here. So every 8th bit of the key is discarded to produce 56 bit key. That is, the bit position 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64 will be dropped. So before the key expansion, the compression transposition step will be done, which will be the parity dropper. So what it is actually doing, key expansion is nothing but the 56 bit key is generated as 48 bits key for each round. That is what you call as the key expansion process. In the compression transposition is nothing but dropping the parity, which will be done by the parity dropper. Okay, so the 56 bits value will not be directly given for the key generator. Instead, it will be permuted according to this particular table. Only then it will be given to the key generator, right? So the parity dropper not only drops the parity bits, but it also does permutation, or you call it as bit shuffling, using this particular table. Right? So please observe here. So the 57th bit of the 64 bits will be the first bit. Then 49th bit will be the second bit. 41st bit will be the third bit. 33rd bit will be the fourth bit, and so on. Right? So we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bits, because the 8th bit of the 64 bits will be dropped. So you will have 7 into 8 bits, which will be equal to 56 bits. So these 56 bits are now used to generate the round key. Okay, so that is what the parity dropper is. The parity dropper is nothing but it is a compression transposition step which will be done before the key expansion, and it drops the parity bits 8, 16, 24, etc. And these bits will be discarded, and the remaining 56 bits will be permuted according to this particular table, and the permuted 56 bits will be used to generate the round keys. Okay, so that is what is the role of parity dropper component. Now once the parity drop component gives the 56 bits, which are the permuted 56 bits, it will be given to the shift operation by splitting it into 2. So after the permutation done by the parity dropper, it will be divided into two 28 bits part, and each part is shifted left, right? So it is actually using circular shift. So shift left operation, or you call it a circular shift left operation, and it will be shifting 1 or 2 bits according to this particular table. So if it is round 1, it will be shifting only 1 bit, and round 2 it will shift only 1 bit. If it is round 3, it will be shifting 2 bits, and if it is round 4, it will be shifting 2 bits, right? So this is what you might have seen here. In round 1, 2, 9, 16, only 1 bit will be shifted, whereas in all the other rounds it will be shifting 2 bits. So that is what the shift table shows here. So for doing the circular left shift, it refers this particular table, and it understands whether it has to shift 1 or 2 bits. Accordingly, the bits will be shifted. After it is shifted, these two parts will be combined to form 56 bits. Okay, so this 28 bits and this 28 bits will be combined here, and this combined 56 bits will be given to the compression P box. So that is why it says after the bit shifting, these two parts will be combined to form the 56 bits part. Okay. Now once the 56 bits part is generated after the shift, it goes into the compression P box, or you call it as compression D box. And what it is going to do, this compression D box changes the 56 bits into 48 bits, which is used as the key for each round. Now the compression table is shown here. This is the compression table. So using this compression table, this is not a parity bit drop table, this is the key compression table. Please make a note of it. This is not parity bit drop table, this is key compression table. By mistake, this particular heading has come in. It is actually key compression table, not parity bit drop table. Please make a note of it. Okay, so this is the key compression table, and using this table, the 56 bits which we get after shifting will be converted into 46 bits. So if you observe here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6 rows and 8 columns, 6 by 8, I will get only 48 bits. So in the key compression table, these are the bits which are dropped. These 8 bits are dropped here. These bits are dropped, and it is going to produce this particular key. So that means from the 56 bits, the 14th bit will be the first bit, and the 17th bit will be the second bit, and the 11th bit will be the third bit, 24th bit will be the fourth bit, and so on, right? So using this table, again the 56 bits which we get from the shifting will be generating 48 bits based on this particular table. So this table just shows how the 56 bits are to be shuffled so as to, and it will be dropping all these bits also, right? So these bits is not represented here. That means the 9th, 18th, 22nd, all these bits are dropped from the 56 bits. And this slide shows the algorithm for the round key generation, right? So if you want, you can just go through the diagram again. The parity dropper uses a parity bit drop table, using which the 64 bits will be converted into 56 bits. And this 56 bits is divided into two 28-bit parts, which will be using the circular left shift operation. Maybe 1 or 2 bits will be shifted according to this particular table. After shifting, these two parts will be combined to form this 56 bits. Then what we do, we go to the compression P box or D box. P box is nothing but permutation box. D box is nothing but diffusion box. So diffusion is generally done by the permutation operation. So that is why the P box and D box are used interchangeably. And using this key compression table, the 56 bits will be converted into 48 bits, and these 48 bits will be given as the round key for the DES function. So if you observe the algorithm for the round key generation, it is very interesting. Here the key with parity 64 bits will be given as the input, and the round keys for 16 different rounds, each of 48 bits will be generated as the output, and it will be using the shift table. Alright, so the 16 different shift table is used here. Okay, so what we do first, we are going to do the permutation operation by using the parity drop table, and the 64 bits will be converted into 56 bits. So the 64 bits will be available in key with parities here, right? So the parity bits are available in the 64 bits, and the parity bits will be dropped to get the 56-bit cipher key. And how it is dropped? Using the parity drop table. So this is what we do as the first step, which is the pre-processing step for the key generator. Okay. So once the permutation is done, what we do? We split the cipher key into left key and right key, each of 28 bits in size. Cipher key 56 will be divided into two parts, 28 bits left key, 28 bits right key. Then for the rounds 1 to 16, these operations will be performed. For the first round, the left key will be shifted using the shift table, right? So the shift table specifies whether it has to be shifted with 1 bit or 2 bits. So left key will be shifted, right key will be shifted, and then we combine the left key and right key into 56 bits round key, right? Then it has to go to the compression P box. So again I go for the permute operation. In the permute operation, I use the key compression table, and here the 56 bit pre-round key will be converted into the round key, which is of 48 bits in size. So round key of 1 will be the key for the first round, round key of 2 will be the key for the second round, and so on, right? So this is what we do in the key generator. So let us see what we are doing in the left shift. So in the left shift, the data will be shifted, right? So you just move the jth bit to j minus 1th bit. So from 2 to 28 bits we perform this operation. So how many number of shifts we have to do will be got from the shift table. So So from that table, number of shifts, whether it is 1 or 2 will be got. So that many shift will be done. So that many number. So if it is 2 times this loop will be executed. Otherwise only once the the loop will be executed. And you can see here, since it is circular shift, the first bit will go into the 28th bit. That is why we store this bit 1 into T, and finally the bit 1 is stored to the 28th bit, which becomes the circular shift. So this is a very simple for loop which can be used for circular left shift. Here the data, the bits to be shifted is represented as 28 bits in the variable block, and how many number of shifts are to be done. So this is shift left. Then that is what we are doing here, and all the other operations we have already discussed, how the permutation, combination, everything can be done using the tables, etc. Okay. So this is a very good example that shows how the data encryption standard is performing the encipherment process. So we have the plain text, we have the ciphertext. This has to be generated, and the key is this one, right? So all these values are given in hexadecimal. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 hexadecimal values are there. So 16 into 4 will give you 64 bits. So this one will be represented as 4 bits, 2 with 4 bits, 3 with 4 bits, 4, 5, 6, A with 4 bits, B with 4 bits, and so on. So each hexadecimal will be represented with 4 binary bits. Okay. The same way key is also 64 bits, and the ciphertext obviously will be of 64 bits, which will be produced using the DES algorithm. So the plain text, after the initial permutation, it will be like this, and after the splitting we will have the left part and the right part. So the first 8 hexadecimal values will come here as the left part, and the next right 8 hexadecimal characters will be for the right block. Okay. So in the round 1, the left block and right block will be there, and this round key will be used, and this process will be repeated for all the 16 rounds. After the 16 rounds, it will be combined together, and again it will be permuted with the final permutation, which will be producing the ciphertext. Okay. And the destination, the decipherment or the decryption process will be doing the same. This is the ciphertext. The initial permutation will give this particular output, and again you split the output of initial permutation, enter into 16 different rounds, and after the final permutation we will get the plain text, right? So if you can implement the algorithm, the key generator algorithm, you can use your C or C. This is a very simple algorithm which can be easily implemented with your C or C++ program. You can try implementing it in C and C++ program, both the algorithms. The pseudocode for DES cipher and the key generation algorithm, both can be implemented using simple C or C++ program. Then you can try these outputs. You can try this particular example. You will be getting this cipher text. Okay. So with that we are completing what is DES structure. Okay. The key generation example also we have discussed. So in the next video we will be talking about the DES analysis, and what are the properties of DES and what are the weaknesses of DES will also be discussed in the next video. and you can go through the key generation example also. Which we have seen now, this key generation example. So you can understand how the keys are generated and how it is doing the process. Okay, so let us discuss the DES analysis that includes the properties of DES and the weaknesses of DES in the next video. Thank you.